Hi, we'll be doing distant angelic Reiki healing today. My beautiful cat is with me. So some gorgeous cat energies going on. Just going to move that. I've got another crystal, but she's decided to stretch out, haven't you, my girl? So bless her. So yeah, what I wanted to say actually before I start, I just wanted to mention about my Nextdoor account. It was actually reinstated a few days ago, I think, and yeah, it kind of made me feel a bit like, should I continue with having that account, actually, personal account and a business, do you know what I mean? What I will say, and what I didn't so much of saying that I wasn't blaming men, do you know what I mean? It was just some men's behavioural attitudes. Do you know, I'm not a man hater, but there was a woman who actually said on there, and she was just like, well, why don't you just refrain from posting on there? And I just said to her, no, I'm not going to, because then that makes some people's behaviour okay. Do you know what I mean? So, no. And what is interesting, I think the morning I realised that they gave me back my account, my voice is going. It's interesting. It's like they don't want me to talk about it because of what I'm going to be talking about. Basically, I had a message from a lady, bless her, and she said to me that a friend of hers has been diagnosed with I can't even get my words out, pancreatic cancer. I'm not laughing at that, I'm just like, my voice is being, I don't know, because it's like some don't want me to talk about what I'm going to say, but basically I'm going to go through it because I am stubborn. And I'm determined to do this video. I was going to do it yesterday after my yoga classes, and then I didn't end up doing it, and like my guides were like, you need to get on and do that video, and I'm like, yes, I will do it. Yeah, so this sweet lady, she messaged me and said her friend has been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and would I do some angelic Reiki healing, some distant angelic Reiki healing? And I said, yeah, absolutely, I'm more than happy to do that. So I did some healing for, I'm not going to say who it is. I did some healing yesterday, and before I did this video I also did some healing for the same person. So what I wanted to say is, I don't know, I don't believe in coincidences, that's it. I don't believe in coincidences. So my thoughts are that if my account hadn't been reinstated, yeah, if they hadn't given me back my account, that lady wouldn't have been able to message me and ask for the healing for her friend. And it's how things work out, you know. And I was saying to friends of mine, like, you know, and they said, well, are you surprised? And I said, no, in one sense, because I believe that things happen for a reason. And then I got an email saying, did I want to keep my account or just my business account? And I said, you know what, just keep them both on there. So that's what I've done. So what I want to say is, you know, people don't have to believe what I do. You know, they don't have to believe it or what have you. It's entirely up to them. But think about the people who actually do connect with me and have had healing with me, yeah? Because I also believe that I can only do part of what I'm here to do. Do you know what I mean? I can do the healing, yeah, obviously, you know, I can do that. But people also need to focus on their own self-healing, their diet, what they're putting in their body, because that's also important. You know, I can do healing, it's not a problem, but people also need to take responsibility for their own health, basically. So I'm only part of that connection, if that makes sense. So I can do healing, I can do readings and make my holistic products. Yeah, of course I can do that. But I'm not responsible for what other people decide to put in their body. And that needs to be important for other people to consider about their own health, you know? Yeah. So that made me happy, actually. That made me happy because I just thought, do you know what, with some people, and it was mainly men, I'm not going to bitch about men and say that all men are bad, because they're not. But what I will say is some of them need to take responsibility for their behaviour. And obviously, as I say, with that woman who commented and was like, oh, I'm sorry that you were getting that harassment, but maybe refrain from posting. And I just said, well, how is that? No, I'm not going to do that. How is that helpful to people who wish to have healing? It's not being very helpful, is it? Do you know what I mean? And I just think, I'm just shocked, surprised, like, as well, by some people's behaviour. Actually, I didn't think that I would get that. But then it's opened up my eyes, isn't it, I suppose. But then I got a lady messaging me, I can't even get my bloody words out, and even when I did my yoga class there, she sent me a photo of the person as well, and I focused on them when I was doing my yoga class. And then I came home and then I did more healing. So, yeah, as I say, people don't have to believe what I do, you know, but don't spoil it for everybody else that does, yeah? Because to me it's real, you know, and to many holistic therapists, whatever they do. A beautiful friend of mine, she does reflexology and Reiki, and I had a session with her actually as a treat for my birthday, and she's incredible. I've had readings from friends, I've had healing. Another friend of mine does Egyptian Reiki, which is really lovely. So I'm definitely a believer. Do you know what I mean? So as I say, people don't have to, like, you know, believe in it. But don't take spirit coming in. Don't take that away from people that do want to have healing, or even like a suggestion to a friend who they feel would benefit from healing. I thought that was my other cat coming in then, I just heard a noise. Yeah, don't take that away from people. Like, if people don't believe in it, then I'm not trying to make anybody believe anything. That's not what I'm here to do. But as I say, I just feel times need to change for the better, really, in that way. I do. And some people have, you know, people don't have to agree with me, but some people have put their faith in things and it's not benefited their health, you know. Yeah. And it's quite interesting because there was a couple of men, when I've done events, there was a couple of men that came to me for healing and they loved it. Like, obviously their wives were like, oh, I think you could do with some healing. And then, you know, the men would come up and say, my wife has sent me, which kind of made me giggle a bit, you know, because they were receptive to it, which I think is great. But it just made me giggle with like the wife going, I think you could do with some healing, you know. Yeah. So yeah, it just makes me think, as I say, in regards to that. I mean, there was another guy that I did healing for. He came with his wife and he was a reflexologist and he did mediumship and he was lovely. You know, we got on really well. So, you know, as I say, people don't have to be so negative about it, like it's this and this and everything else. I feel that there has been a lot of brainwashing to do with it, and to take pills and do this and do that, and the veil is lifting as well. Spirit, my ears are still gone bloody pop as well, but the veil is lifting of illusions, yeah, of some people being made to believe certain things, and the illusions are like coming to light a lot about health and therapists and all sorts of things. And I feel it's important to actually take control of your health. I've had to do it myself. I mean, I gave up smoking a couple of years ago and I make my products and do this and do that. I mean, I do relapse sometimes. I hardly ever drink, but I think for my birthday I had a couple of bottles of wine when I went out for dinner, and I don't think I've had a drink since, and I don't think I've had a cigarette since December. So yeah, so I just feel in regards to that, you know, as I say, people don't have to believe everything that I believe, but don't spoil it for the people that wish to have healing, or they consider someone who would benefit from healing. Do you know what I mean? Even distant healing I can do anywhere, basically. And I'm interested because that's another reason, Spirit just reminded me now, another reason why I wanted to keep my account is because I'm curious how that person gets on from when I've sent the healing to them. So I'm always interested. When people come to me for healing, I'm always interested about their progress. Yeah, because I think, first of all, when I was getting all that harassment, this, that and the other, and they messaged me and I said, look, you know, I was a bit miffed. And I said, just get rid of my account, just delete it. And then they messaged me this morning and said, are you sure that's what you want to do? And then I thought about it and I was like, well, wait, you know, maybe I should just see how it goes. And then my guides were like, well, it'd be interesting to see how that person that I've sent healing to, and I will continue sending healing to them, their progress. And I'm always interested in people's progress when they've had healing. But as I will say again, people, I can only do my part, my bit, but it's people taking responsibility for their health, you know, because I believe that with self-healing is important, whether people go to a therapist or not, a holistic therapist or whoever. Self-healing is really important. So this distant angelic Reiki healing, I am going to base it on very similar to the healing that I sent or have been sending to that person. So, I mean, that person, bless them. Oh, I knew my other cat would make an appearance. Hello, boy. You're always interested in what I'm doing, aren't you? No, not on there. Come sit here. Come sit. Good boy. Good boy. You can come and sit in my lap. You're such a little cutie, aren't you? Sorry, I just got interrupted then by my cat. I could hear something and I was like, he's around somewhere. My other cat's just sitting there. So, yes, I know you're beautiful, aren't you? Where was I? So, yeah, I'm going to base this distant angelic Reiki healing on the same healing that I sent to that person. So, I mean, that person, bless them, their diagnosis is terminal and pancreatic cancer. So, I kind of think to base this distant angelic Reiki healing for anyone who has been given, just moving my crystals on my cat's way, they sit in the most awkward places, for someone who has been given the same like diagnosis, I suppose. So it could be any type of cancer. That's what Spirit want me to do. They've been wanting me to do this video for the last like couple of days, and I've just been like, I will do it. And then obviously today I felt it was important, you know. And some people may feel obviously that I'm not a doctor, you know, I'm not part of the medical profession or anything. I'm just a holistic angelic Reiki healer, Yusai Reiki as well, and an Atlantean healer, you know. I'm not part of any medical profession, but I feel that with that person's situation, that they're going through right now, I feel that that was connected to me for a reason. And that's what Spirit feel that for me to base this angelic Reiki healing on, you know. Because if I can help and send healing, but also self-healing, because it's important, as I was saying before, for people to do their own self-healing. I'm just a guide here, basically. But to try and help anyone in a similar situation as that person who has been given that diagnosis. Yeah. Yeah. And as I say, for that person, I will continue giving angelic Reiki healing to them as well. Yeah, I'm just going with what I'm guided to do today. Definitely. And I believe that anything is possible. Especially to do with health. Even if it helps someone in their last few hours, if they're in palliative care, you know, or anything. Even if it helps someone when they're coming towards the end of their life. But then I believe that miracles can happen, you know. I do. Oh, try not to get too emotional. Because I want to focus on this. I want to focus on what I can feel myself welling up, and it's like, no, I want to focus on this. Do you know what I mean? Because Spirit are like, look, we've been trying to get you to do this video for about 2 days, and I've been sitting on it, you know. I've been sitting on it because I wanted to be in the right energy and that, because I do believe in healing, otherwise I wouldn't do it. And that's the thing, I wouldn't do it. If I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't do it. So, okay, so I've got my lovely dragon, clear quartz dragon. So I was guided to bring out the dragons. Black obsidian, rose quartz, beautiful pyramids. Yeah. But also, it's interesting that my cat decides to come in and sit in my lap. Bless him. So there's some beautiful cat healing energies going on as well. So I have my clear quartz master crystal that I was gifted when I did my angelic Reiki healing practitioner's course, and also my ISS clear quartz crystal when I did my Atlantean healing practitioner's course as well. So I'm going to connect with ISS, you know, with ISS healing energy, and obviously my guides, my ancestors and my angels are here, but also people can call in their own guides and ancestors and angels if you want to, you know, for this healing. Okay, so when you are ready, take a deep breath in and out. Just connect with this beautiful, distant angelic Reiki healing. And if there's any specific parts in your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit that will connect with healing, then just focus on those. Even if you don't have these crystals, you can use your own if you wish to. But just remember to keep those crystals with you. When you are ready, take another deep breath in